My brother announced in front of my 9-year-old daughter, "Your mother is adopted, she's not from the real family." My parents laughed. I stayed silent. The next day, I opened an envelope that my grandmother had given me. When my brother saw what was inside, he sat on the ground and started crying. We were all sitting together sipping tea when something strange happened. When my brother said those words, it felt as if time had stopped. My daughter's eyes filled with questions. She was looking at me, almost as if she wanted to know whether this was true or not. My parents laughed as though it was some kind of joke, like we were all just playing around. And then I stayed silent. Inside, something was breaking. Something deep inside me that I wasn't ready to share just yet. But there was a broken piece in my heart. My heart felt incredibly heavy at that moment. I wanted to say something, but the words were just not coming out. Then, the next day, when I opened the envelope my grandmother had given me, I felt another piece of my heart shatter. It was from my grandmother, the one who always gave me something special. I opened the envelope and inside was a paper. An absolute revelation. This was the paper that was going to open a new door in my life. A door I had long since forgotten. When my brother saw what was inside, he sat down on the ground as if the earth had suddenly vanished beneath his feet. There was a strange, tearful look in his eyes. It seemed like he couldn't hold himself together. He bent down and snatched the envelope from my hand, and then he began reading the paper. He didn't say anything. He just kept reading, and as soon as he finished, his face changed. He just broke down and started crying. My parents were watching his state and kept laughing, but it wasn't funny anymore. It was a moment filled with fear and shame. Looking at him, I started recalling all the things we had heard growing up. My brother and I used to always ask our parents whether we belonged to the same family. We had never really been sure of our own truth. We were always told that we didn't come from a real family, that we had started a new life. But we always looked at it from a different angle. We considered our parents to be our real family, and for us they were everything. And then, this truth came to light, and my brother presented it in such a way that it felt like everything was a dream. My daughter's eyes were filled with questions. She was still looking at me as though she wanted to understand something from my silence. And I told her the truth. This was the moment when the secrets of our family were exposed. The envelope my grandmother had given me was unveiling a truth we had never known. Everything changed after that day. I had accepted the truth that was in that envelope, but the way my brother cried in that moment became a part of my life. He who had once seemed so strong and independent, was now sitting in a room, crying. He was broken inside, as though he too was searching for something. A thing that had been hidden from him until now. And then one day I asked myself, would he ever be able to accept our truth? Would his tears and the state he was in help us understand this? I knew that it was no longer time to hide this secret, but there were moments when I wished everything could go back to how it was before. In my heart there was this strange question. Would this change truly be beneficial for all of us, or would we never be the same again? My brother's condition had forced me to think, and in that moment I found myself on a new path. This truth was not just between me and my brother. It was for our entire family. Whatever had happened, we now had to accept it with truth in our hearts. I have followed the instructions for translation and ensured that it reads naturally in American English, maintaining the first-person perspective and emotional tone while keeping the flow intact. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like and subscribe for more heartfelt content. Your support means the world to us and helps us bring you more stories like this. Thank you so much for watching, and we hope you'll join us again soon. Stay tuned for more emotional journeys.